Hello, hello. Welcome to the Strong Network podcast with me, Dr. Carla Michelle. It's great to have you here with me once again. And today we're going to be talking about inner loyalty. Yes, I know that we can talk about self-love, but I think it's a little deeper. I feel that it's a little deeper than self-love. It's about being loyal to what is resonating within yourself. And a lot of times, self-love is, in theory, can be like saying yes to yourself, self-care Sundays. Um, but yet there is something missing that you're still betraying yourself daily. Betrayal is not found. Betrayal is not found in inner loyalty. Whereas self-love, sometimes we can betray ourselves, right? We can, and I think about that, it's more the focus is on the outer, where inner loyalty is about that inner person, your spirit, who you are, and how you've been created, and the maybe the calling on your life or the focus on your life, believing not just what you can do, but just really seriously who you are and the value that you carry. So as we get started, let's talk about some inner loyalty. And like I said, it's not just about feeling good about yourself. It's about what you do when the choice is there to choose between the moment, the feeling, or choosing you, like you, right? Get deep, you. And many times we can go ahead and choose what feels or how we want to please and how we want to have peace, how we don't want to cause conflict. And we can betray ourselves in such a way that even we overlook our own values, not just our value, but the values we say that we want in our lives. And that's something to consider if you haven't already, is to check in with your values. What are your values? What are your own personal values, not beyond just what you're going to show up in your relationship or what you're going to do on your job? What are you going to do as a leader? What are you going to do as a parent? But what are your inner values? What are your values that really mean something to you on this journey called life? So let's get into it. So I have some points, I have about 5 points. So the first is stop being the side piece in your own life. And I know we think of side pieces as that person who is messing around with somebody who has a primary someone else. Well, where in your life have you decided to be the side piece to other things that you've made more of a priority in your own life? It's not someone else not choosing you, it's you not choosing you. So where have you been the side piece in your own story? You're giving your own self like the scraps of energy, the scraps of time, scraps of attention. What are you choosing to do with your time? What are you choosing to do with your energy? What are you choosing to do with your attention? And that is, I think, the foundation of inner loyalty is being more committed to what we do with our time, our energy, and our attention. Is it something that aligns with the loyalty that we say we want to ourselves? I can be loyal to taking a bath on Sundays. I can be loyal to reading that book that's going to help me. I can be loyal to my children. I could be loyal to my relationships. I could be loyal to my business, right? But that inner loyalty, that one that checks me, that one that says, hey, sometimes I even gave an example in, I lead Mind Reset mornings every morning, Monday through Thursday. And one of the things we talked about was sometimes inner loyalty is just keeping tabs. Now, this sounds like outside instead of inner, but what is going to make my body function in a way that I need it to function so I can do what I want to do in this life, in this journey? And sometimes it's simple, just that inner loyalty to drinking some water, not because someone else says I need to do it, but because my body feels like icky, bicky, thicky. Oh my God. It feels so odd when I don't have, but I'm not hydrated. And to me, that's neglecting who I want to be in life, because dehydration will fool you. It'll think like, oh, I'm getting sick. It'll make you think, oh, I don't have any energy. And all you need to do is drink some good water, not just a little cup. So inner loyalty is not just the outside, it is about that inside. And that's just a small example that I'm giving, but where can you give yourself an example about being a side piece to your own life? And we'll keep going. Some things will come up. But it's important to make yourself the primary benefactor of your own life. You should be benefiting from your life at the highest level. And if you're not, you're not happy. You're just giving. You're just supplying everybody else with whatever they need. You're keeping their hopes alive, their dreams alive. You're keeping their inner peace quiet and content while yours suffers. So check that inner peace, that inner loyalty, and make sure you're not the side piece. And the second one, betrayal. Where are you betraying yourself in inner loyalty? You betray yourself first when you put others or something else before you. Yes, you have heard this before, but it's true. You know why we repeat it? Because it's true. If you're betraying yourself by putting all your energy into something else, it's draining. It's hard to go on. It's hard to wake up because all you think about is what you need to do for someone else. And then some can say it's easier to do something for someone else and not do something for myself, because I feel that if I sow into someone else's life, if I give into someone else's life, if I give my time into someone else's life and their dream and their vision, maybe something would happen for me. Maybe they will see what I am doing for them and they will upgrade me in a way. And maybe they will, but there's nothing like you being loyal to you and that energy that you are giving to someone else outweighs what you do for yourself. Nah. Basically, what you're doing when you put more energy into someone else is you're suppressing your walk, your goals, your vision, your values, your morals. You know, I think about cough suppressants, and it's so easy to suppress our visions with saying, well, I'm helping someone else. And suppression means that you are keeping something from happening. So where are you stalling things that need to happen in your life? Where are you suppressing what you want to bring? And then you're suppressing, sometimes it's fear that you're using to suppress what you want. You don't even know it, but fear is a suppressant. Overthinking is a suppressant to your inner loyalty. Too busy is a suppressant to your inner loyalty. Overcommitting, overthinking, taking on everybody else's world. Those are suppressants. That is what is keeping you and keeping the things you want from happening in your life. I have a note here that says real connection doesn't demand self-abandonment. Real connection does not demand self-abandonment. It's not about things happening in your life or people pulling on you that possibly can make you become someone else. And you know what I mean by someone else? Yeah, your personality can change, your characteristic can change, right? But it could change because you become somebody who is a pleaser and not someone who is a possessor of who they are. And inner loyalty is about possessing you. Inner loyalty is about believing in you, possessing the whole makeup of who you are. So if you're looking for connection and you feel that real connection is what's, if I get this real, if I get this, if I get them, if I get that, that's, I'm going to feel good. I'm going to feel good about myself. But you got to check, are you remaining loyal? Is that inner loyalty really happening? Is that connection to yourself is what is number one? Self-abandonment is real. I think we do it every day. We wake up self-abandoning ourselves. Okay, turn on the TV as soon as we get up. What does that got to do with you and your day? What does some of the news, but what does all of it, what does it really have to do with your day? What does that post of someone else made, what does it have to do with your day? I know you can get motivation. I'm down for that. But then when we keep going, what does it have to do with who we are and what we're doing? We abandon ourselves in so many slight ways and we're quick, right? Okay, so one, betrayal. Be careful of betrayal when you're inner loyalty. Stop being a side piece in your own life. And we have another one. Are you showing up the same way that you're showing up for others? You're pouring into your own dream as you're pouring into someone else's. It's like, check the receipts, do the math. What's the percentage of how much you're pouring into yourself compared to what you do for others? I coach people, high performers, and I don't have it as much as, well, yes. So I'm not going to use that example, but you have to, for safety reasons, not bad safety. Anyway, whatever. Let's talk to the personality again who gives and gives and gives, but they don't pour into their own dream. Gives and gives and gives, and they don't pour into their own dream because they really don't know themselves. So self-awareness is key. How do you recognize your inner loyalty if you don't have awareness of yourself? So you just fall into being the dream maker for so many other people. And then you got resentment. And another one, our last one is you're a standard. You're not an apology. You're a standard. You're not an apology. Stop apologizing to yourself. Stop apologizing to others. And be more loyal to yourself and be more loyal to others. Especially if you're an overgiver, an overworker, you're over responsible listener. There is standards that would help us in strengthening our inner loyalty. So think about it. Where have you been a side piece in your life's journey? Where have you not been the primary benefactor? And what is your strategy to show up for yourself at a higher level? Because it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. You have to think, if I see myself stepping up in this inner loyalty to myself, I have to have a strategy. So for instance, there is the beginning of the year, I noticed my distraction was very high when it came to television, not just television, but my shows. I call them my shows. See the attachment? And so for 21 days, I stopped watching my shows. And in that, I realized, and I think I've said this before, that how much I use them as a blanket or a soother or a escape for just life, nothing big, just, it helped me get away. So if I am doing that, and I found the 21 days when I came off that my inner loyalty increased drastically, because the distractions of all the other noise in my life, being concerned how this character was going to, figure out how to get, silo, how to get out of this, whatever the thing is, to the other side, or having so much time to connect with me, getting more of that self-awareness at a higher level of what I need, because life shifts. I am not the same as I was, one, as a woman, two, as a business owner, well, three, as a mother, and I am not the same. If time is moving, I need to be moving internally in a way that represents loyalty to myself. So my strategy was, on a 3x5 card, I wrote down in time increments of what I needed to do for when I woke up. So it was 4:30 wake up time. And then that I do my prayer and not meditation, it's more just prayer and reading scripture, right? And then at 4:44, my alarm goes off. I start prepping or going over my notes for mind reset meditation that I do at 5:30. So I have that time go over my affirmations that I have for myself. I have my time for journaling, and then I go over what I'm going to be doing with the participants of Mind Reset meditation. Once that's done, I do that, and then I get dressed to go to the gym. So I am dressed to go to the gym. I go to the gym. I leave between 6 and 6:30, depends on what's happening, or what I'm going to find, if I didn't put out what I'm going to wear. I go to the gym. I'm there until about 8. I come home. I shower. I make a protein drink. I may grab some coffee. And then I'm starting my day around 9. If I don't have a 9 o'clock client, I am doing something towards the business. So that was, if I wanted to have more of me and more loyalty to myself, I needed a system. I needed a strategy. So even with that, because at this time how it started, I wasn't watching TV. So I had to have something to do after I finished, closed out my last client, or I was done doing administrative stuff. And I would read, or I would watch something inspirational, something that helped my inner self become more loyal to me, where I was the first thing on my mind, not selfishly, because we go there, we think it's selfish, but it's selfless. I don't know if that fits, but I think it's selfless to care about your inner loyalty, because then I can show up differently because I am loyal to myself. And the way I show up for myself is a magnet of the people that I attract in my life. And my inner loyalty helps me see the lack of inner loyalty in others. Not in a judgment, no, not in a judgment, just an awareness. So it's so important to work on a strategy that works for you. That's mine. I had to time block. That worked for me, but I got so much done. And I was so in tune to what I feel I'm called on this earth to do, the resources I made, the eBooks I created, the things that I need to get ready for that have been delayed, things I need to do with my business that have been delayed because of the time I've spent and distracted with other things. All right. What is the one decision you can make today that salutes your inner royalty? What is that one decision that you can make today? That one action, that 1% change that you can make today that salutes, embraces your inner loyalty. All right. If this episode has hit home for you, please feel free to share it, send it to a friend, have a conversation about it. And I also want to keep the conversation going through this ebook that I did create. And it's, I think it's good. We're getting close to, we're in February, and whenever you're listening to it, the book is still available, but it's Dating Like a Lioness, How to Spot a King and a Scar. So yes, if you heard King and Scar, you know I'm talking about some characters, and I'm using them as a visual. I can't think of the words, but as an example of choosing and dating. And there's even a bonus red flag quiz in there to see where you stand with attracting a king or a scar or the scar. And so enjoy it. I will put it in the show notes and you can get the link. And thank you again for your time. I will see you at the next episode. I need to eat. At the next episode of the Strong Network podcast with me, Dr. Carla Michelle. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at hello@drcarlainc, drcarlainc.com. And I will be happy to converse with you. Remember to like and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Take care.